The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Kexathrali of the Vorthan Empire presented what he believed would be his greatest triumph. The holographic display showed rows of detention cells, each containing small human figures huddled in corners or pressed against transparent barriers. Esteemed council members, Kexathrali's forearms gestured proudly at the display, his scaled hide shimmering with satisfaction. We have successfully neutralized the human threat by capturing their most precious resource, their offspring. 43 human children, ages ranging from what they call 6 to 16 standard cycles. Murmurs rippled through the assembled delegates. The Vorthan strategy was simple. Humans were known throughout the galaxy for their irrational attachment to their young. Surely they would surrender rather than risk harm to their children. Council Speaker Yelandra, an ancient being whose crystalline form pulsed with centuries of wisdom, leaned forward. And the adult human response? Kexathrali's mandibles clicked in what passed for a grin among his species. As expected, they demand immediate negotiations. The human delegation arrives within the hour. What Kexathrali failed to mention, what he had dismissed as irrelevant, was the increasingly frantic communications from his detention facility. The human children were different than expected. Captain Sarah Chen stood at the head of the human delegation, her weathered face a mask of barely controlled fury. Behind her, Admiral Torres and 3 other senior officers maintained diplomatic composure, but their eyes burned with the same cold fire. The council chamber's atmosphere grew heavy as the humans entered. Several alien delegates shifted uncomfortably, sensing something primal and dangerous in the way these beings moved, like predators who had just discovered their cubs were threatened. Ambassador Kexathrali, Chen's voice cut through the silence like a blade. I understand you have taken our children. The Vorthan's translator device rendered his smugness perfectly. Indeed, Captain Chen, 43 of your spawn are in our custody. Surely reasonable beings such as yourselves, did you feed them? Chen interrupted. The question caught Kexathrali off guard. What? My daughter Emma is diabetic. She needs insulin every 4 hours or she dies. Did you feed them? All of them? Did you check for allergies? Medical conditions? Chen's voice remained level, but something in her tone made even the massive Krogian delegates shrink back. We provided standard nutrition, Kexathrali began. Standard? The word exploded from Chen like a physical force. You imprisoned children, without understanding their basic biological needs. Admiral Torres stepped forward. Tommy Harrison takes medication for seizures. Maria Santos needs her inhaler for asthma. Did you even scan them for medical implants before you threw them in cages? For the first time, uncertainty flickered across Kexathrali's features. The detention facility had indeed reported some unusual incidents. Children collapsing, others having difficulty breathing. One small female who had somehow managed to short-circuit 3 security drones while having what the guards described as violent spasms. Council Speaker. Yelandra's crystalline form began pulsing urgently. In her 8 centuries of experience, she had never seen humans like this. Their fury was not hot and explosive as expected, but cold and calculating, infinitely more terrifying. Perhaps, Yelandra suggested carefully, we should discuss terms. Terms? Chen laughed, a sound devoid of any humor. Let me explain something to you all. In human society, there exists an unwritten law. Touch our children, and we will burn down galaxies to get them back. The chamber erupted in confused chittering and clicking as translation devices struggled with human idioms. You think you understand humans because you've seen our diplomats and merchants, Admiral Torres continued, his scarred hands clasped behind his back. You've never seen what we become when our young are threatened. We don't negotiate. We don't compromise. We annihilate the threat. Kexathrali's confidence was crumbling. You cannot threaten the Galactic Council. We have the superior force, the advanced technology. Do you? Chen smiled, and every alien in the room instinctively recoiled. Then why are your detention facility guards screaming for backup? Why is your impregnable prison sending distress calls every 10 minutes? The holographic display flickered, then switched to a live feed from the Vorthan detention facility. The sight that greeted them defied belief. The human children were no longer in their cells. 12-year-old Marcus had somehow convinced the facility's AI that he was conducting a friendship protocol, and gained administrative access to the security systems. 8-year-old Zoe had befriended the Klaxon cleaning drones and reprogrammed them to deliver messages between cells. 16-year-old Jake had fashioned weapons from lunch trays and was systematically dismantling guard posts. But it was 9-year-old Emma, the diabetic girl Chen had mentioned, who stood at the center of it all. Despite her medical condition, or perhaps because of it, she had become the nexus of a carefully coordinated escape plan that would have impressed military strategists. "Human children," Admiral Torres said quietly, "are not weak creatures to be coddled. They are humans in training. Every playground teaches them strategy. Every game develops their tactical thinking. Every story they hear tells them that heroes rescue the innocent and defeat monsters. And you," Chen fixed her gaze on Kex Thrali, "you made yourselves the monsters in their story." The live feed showed human children moving through corridors with military precision, turning the Vorthan facility's own technology against it. They hadn't just escaped, they had conquered. "Impossible," Kex Thrali whispered. "They are just younglings." "Just younglings who built pillow forts that could withstand siege warfare," Chen replied. "Just younglings who played hide-and-seek in environments that would challenge your best commandos. Just younglings whose bedtime stories are filled with impossible victories against overwhelming odds." Council Speaker Yolandra's form pulsed with growing alarm. "What do you want?" "Our children back, now unharmed with apologies." Chen's voice could have frozen stellar cores. "And Kexa Thrali's immediate removal from any position of authority. And if we refuse—" The Vorthan ambassador managed. Chen's smile widened, showing far too many teeth. "Then you'll discover what human adults can accomplish when we stop playing by civilized rules." The chamber fell silent except for the sounds from the holographic display, Vorthan guards screaming, as human children systematically dismantled their supposedly superior technology, with nothing more than curiosity, determination, and the unshakable belief that the adults would come for them. In the end, the Galactic Council didn't need to vote. Kexa Thrali's own government recalled him within the hour, and the children were returned with full honors and enough apologies to fill a diplomatic archive. As the human delegation prepared to leave with their rescued young, Council Speaker Yolandra approached Captain Chen privately. "I must ask," the ancient being said, "were you truly prepared to go to war over this?" Chen paused, watching as Emma ran to hug her mother as Tommy laughed with relief at seeing familiar faces, as Maria took her first easy breath in days. "Council Speaker," she said quietly, "you have no idea what humans are capable of when someone threatens our children. And pray to whatever gods you worship that you never find out." The warning echoed through the council chambers long after the humans departed, carrying with it a truth that would reshape galactic diplomacy forever. There existed forces in the universe more dangerous than any weapon, more powerful than any fleet. The love of a parent for their child, multiplied by an entire species that considered every human child their responsibility to protect. The galaxy took note and never made that mistake again.